All right, so we made it through the first video. Now we're on to the second video, reviewing a different side hustle. Hopefully that you were able to test out the AI and Upwork side hustle, and hopefully you guys are having some success. So I'm really excited about this one because I am $0 in on a course for this side hustle. Meaning I did not pay for the course. I came across the ad for the Mickelson twins that do this side hustle, and they put out a lot of good free content. I would recommend looking them up on YouTube and just kind of following along. They do provide some good content to follow, and they give you a lot of good information without having to buy their course. Now, obviously, if you want them to walk you through step by step and join their Facebook groups and get kind of mentoring, you obviously have to pay for that. But I came across their video about a month and a half ago, and just the concept, I just watched one of their free trainings that they put out, and they just kind of went over the process. They kind of said like, okay, you pick a nonfiction topic, and you go to somebody to have them ghostwrite you an ebook. You put it on Kindle Direct Publishing, and then you put it on Audible. The reason I love this side hustle is because it is passive income. You put in the work initially, you get the book created, you figure out all those details, you get it on Audible, and really the only thing after that is promoting it. And then it just sells, and you could really upload one book and make money on it for years to come. As long as you're promoting it, getting good traction, getting reviews, then it should just kind of be a snowball effect and just increase sales. And I'm figuring that out. That's probably where I went wrong when I'm trying out this side hustle on the promotion part and utilizing the promo codes that they give you and different marketing aspects. So on my second one, I'm gonna do it a lot differently. But just to give you an idea, I did zero research on the topic. I basically just thought of something. The first thing that came to my mind was like, okay, I'm gonna go do this one. Went to Fiverr and found a ghostwriter. It was $150, and got them to write the outline, write the ebook, and then I was on my way. So I got the topic, and then I went to Fiverr. So we've talked about Fiverr on my last video, and it's a great freelance tool. I just went to Fiverr, I typed in ebook ghostwriter, and all these came up. So I just basically chose the cheapest one. And I don't know if that's the right thing to do. It's probably not. I bet there's higher quality ghostwriters. I'll ask you if you already have the outline, which you can have AI do the outline. There was this one I was just playing around with. Went to ChatGPT. I said, I need an ebook outline created, 65,000 word ebook about no grid survival projects. What do you need? What questions do you have in order to deliver this? It didn't really have many questions. I mean, I think they're probably trying to post some questions here to try to figure out the introduction. But anyway, it just spit out this outline. So I'm going to go and take this outline, and I am going to take it to a ghostwriter and just say, hey, I have this outline. It's going to be 65,000 words. Produce this. And then they take 7 to 10 days, produce it, send it to me. The first ebook that I did, I didn't do that. I had them do the outline. So they produced that outline, that ebook for $150. And then once they delivered it, I went and got a cover made. So I just paid somebody on Fiverr for the ebook cover. So you can find somebody here. Those are much cheaper. I think I paid $10, $15 for the ebook cover, which I will say I wish I would have had them redo it. I wish I wouldn't have gone with the first option. I don't feel like my ebook cover is great. It's a process to get it to Audible. You first have to get it on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. And so once you get it on there, it can go live pretty quick, and you can start selling it as an ebook right away. But in order to get it on Audible, you have to go through a little bit of a process, and I'll kind of walk through that now. But I got this on, this is my book, Kinetic Emotion, Turning Inspiration into Lasting Change. And I actually had my wife come up with the title. I didn't use AI. She came up with it, and it is very creative. If you look up kinetic and then emotion and, kind of think, you're like, oh yeah, that's actually a really creative title. I don't think it was the best title though. The reason being is it doesn't really give somebody an idea of what the book is about. And I just don't know if people look at it or hear kinetic emotion if they think, oh, that's going to help me turn motivational inspiration into action and actually make positive differences or changes in my life. I don't think it really, even though it says turning inspiration into lasting change, I still just don't think it gives off that feeling. I would probably redo the title if I could and do something a little bit more specific to what the book is about. And then the cover, I'm not a huge fan of. I feel like it's kind of outdated a little bit. It looks like something that might be created in like the 90s. So I wish I would have done a better cover, but it is what it is. I was eager to get it on Audible, see if this worked. I got this set up. I put a different author name. So I did J. Johnson. So J for James, and then Johnson for me being John's son. That's my dad's name, John. So that's my author name. So that's who it's from. But the copyright, everything I got all under me. So I own this book. I own the content. So the one cool thing about Fiverr is having a ghostwriter is they'll actually they'll release the copyright to you. So you own that book now. So I have it on direct publishing or Kindle Direct Publishing for $7.99 as an ebook, and then paperback is $13.99. Okay, I messed up here, and I'll explain. I don't know why. I think I was just moving so fast that I just got caught up. I didn't research the size. And so please don't make this mistake if you decide to try this side hustle. I did 8.5 by 11. I don't know why I did that. I guess I just didn't think it through. I think that's what it had defaulted to. And so I just rolled with it. And then I just saw that in here, told my, my designer, hey, do 8 by 11. I ordered an author copy and I got it in the mail. And the cover was kind of pixelated. It was this big old book. Like it wasn't a normal size book. I don't even have an example here. It's maybe almost the size of an iPad, I guess. Maybe not that big, but just a little smaller. But I messed up there. It shouldn't be that big. And so I'm going to try to correct it, and I just haven't adjusted it yet. But I do need to get it down to a normal size. So a couple things, the cover, the title, and the size. Those are all things that you should consider when doing this and not make the same mistakes that I made. Okay, so we got it on Kindle Publishing. It's live, it's selling as an ebook and on paperback. You could get that going right away. There's no huge wait time or anything like that. I mean, once you have the outline, once you have it formatted, once you have the cover, all of that's done, you can get it on Kindle Direct Publishing and start selling it. But I don't think that that's where the actual benefit and the money is. I think it is the audiobook. So in order to get it on Audible, you have to go through their affiliate company called ACX. Basically, is what you do is you take your manuscript and you go to ACX, create an account, go into your projects, open up auditions for somebody to narrate it, assign a blurb for them to record, and then you just go based off of the voice that you like the most. I also set the cost, so I did $50 per recorded hour. So it ended up being a little over 2 hours, so it was like $109, $108 to have them narrate it. Now, there's a couple different options. I went with the non-royalty split, meaning I get all the royalties and I don't split it with the narrator. They do have the option, if you want to keep it low cost, to split the royalties with the narrator, and so you just don't make as much. You can do that if you don't want to pay for the narrator. Okay, so you get it on here, you open for audition, somebody auditions, you choose your narrator. They'll do it. It's usually about a week. They break it out by each chapter. Once they upload the file, you can go in and listen to it and approve it or request revision. The narrator was actually really good. He's Benjamin Weatherston. He was really good. I only had to request like 1 or 2 revisions, and it was more just kind of tedious things. And then once he's done, then you can get it sent off for approval for Audible. That process takes 10 days. So it does take a little bit of time. I think the Mickelson twins do a great job with the content they put out. I'm sure their course is great. I'm sure that you get good value. But the one thing that they say that's misleading is you can start generating money in 7 days. I don't know if that's accurate because it takes 10 days for Audible to approve it. So even if you could get it written, narrated, everything lines up, I still don't think you could launch in 7 days and start making money. So I will say maybe 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks is probably a good time frame for getting up and running and start selling it. But I wouldn't say 7 days. So once they approve it, it just goes live, and you could start promoting it. So the cool thing about ACX, they actually give you promotional codes. You give away those codes in exchange for a review. And that's where I think I kind of messed up with the promotion aspect. So once it was live, once it was an audiobook, I just kind of waited, crossed my fingers that, it would start selling. And I actually got pretty good traction in the first 3 days. I sold 6 units in the first 3 days, but then nothing after that. And I just am kind of kicking myself because I think I had good visibility, and all I needed was, that traction to keep going, for me to keep promoting it and kind of keep that snowball effect going, so that my ranking just kept getting better and better. But I haven't done anything with it. So it went live July 12th, and I sold 6 pretty quick. A couple things that you would do for promotion, and I don't know if this is the best way to do it. This is just how I did it, and I'll probably do it a little bit different the second time. But I paid people on Fiverr to utilize those promotion codes for them to go give those codes away, and in exchange for reviews. So I do have like 10 reviews because I've given those promotion codes away to get some good reviews. If you give them those promo codes and they can listen to the book for free, they kind of feel obligated to give you a good review. Not necessarily they're going to give it to you a good review, but they'll at least, do 4 or 5 stars. You're just giving them a code to say, hey, go listen to my audiobook for free. And as long as you'll review it and give me feedback. Luckily, all the codes that I've given out, they've listened to it and they've given good reviews. So that's been a good thing. And then I'm working right now with somebody on Fiverr to promote it, just running ads in different book clubs, different social media campaigns, just different things, just to get more viewership on the book. I've done a few of those, and not all of them have worked. There was one where I paid $20 didn't get one sale from it. I just paid somebody $100 to do a little bit better promotion and to, create ads and things like that to promote it a little bit better. I haven't seen the results from that, so I don't know if that's going to work. They're very confident that it will. I'm going to update you guys on how that went, and what the difference was between the two, and what you should do, from the very beginning versus having all this trial and error. Got it on Audible. It started selling really well. 6 in 3 days was beyond my expectation. This is a book that I just thought of the title, or I just thought of the topic just out of the blue, didn't research it or anything. I paid the first person I found on Fiverr that was the cheapest to create the book. And then I just had somebody narrate it, and I got it on Audible as fast as I could. And it sold 6 in 3 days. Like, I was blown away. I thought I would have a lot more by now, but that's where I think I could be better the next time. And I'm doing some promotion right now. So anyway, I feel like I could do better on the next one, but I'm not giving up on this. I'm still promoting it, still trying to make this a success. I might try to see if I can change out the title, maybe not the title, but the cover, and seeing if I can make some adjustments that way and some improvements. We'll see. I won't do them right back to back though. I'm going to wait till this promotion goes through. I'm going to wait till it kind of plateaus again, and then I'll make changes just so I know what change I'm making is driving actual results and making the biggest impact. But yeah, so this is actually a really cool side hustle. I love the idea. I love being able to just create, invest one time in a book, in an ebook, and be able to sell it as a book, as an ebook, and then also as an audiobook. As long as people are viewing it, as long as it's intriguing, as long as it's something that people are searching for, I think it could just take off and just keep selling. And that's what I love about it. It is passive income. As long as you can do it right, get it on in the right place, the right people looking at it, I think it could be really good. Now, a couple details I could just kind of want to go over. So this was about a little under 18,000 words. I don't know how much of an impact that's going to have on like the quality of the book. I did a little bit of research. I actually just Googled it yesterday. Average words for ebook. I think it was 5 to 20,000. Okay, so I guess I'm in that realm. I feel like that's probably a decent way to start. I think I'd probably do maybe 25,000 words next time, just to kind of try that. So those are a few details I'd maybe look after. But again, this was completely on the fly, just thinking of something. The first thing that came into my mind, jumped on it, went and had it produced, got it on there. I tried to do it as fast as I could. No thought into it whatsoever, because I just wanted to, get it on there and start making money. And I sold 6 and hopefully more, right? So with a little bit of research, with a little bit of more selection on the outline, the ghostwriter, maybe even the narrator. I don't know if I doubt that's playing anything, because it's a good narrator. But there's just different things that I could probably refine, tweak a little bit, do a little bit better job, a little bit more preparation, and see if that makes a difference on initial success. So I really like this model, and I'm going to try all I can to make this work, because this is a side hustle that I could get behind. This is one that I feel like could really bring in passive income. And it might take a handful of books for you to, hit the home run on, but at least you can get to that point, because you really only have to have one. Like, if you're just trying to make $1,000 extra a month, easily. I see it. I've subscribed to BookBeam, and I've seen it. There are so many books that bring in $1,000 a month in royalties. And I'm seeing more and more courses out there for this model. So I think it's becoming very successful. I don't know how saturated it's going to get. That's kind of to be determined. I do know that Audible is just growing like crazy. It's not something that's, if you were to ask me what's a saturated side hustle, I would say Amazon FBA, and also buying items from stores, reselling on Amazon. Those are probably pretty saturated in my opinion. I've done them. And I'll go through that on another video. So I'm just going to go over a few different tools that I need here to accomplish this. So ChatGPT, which we've gone over in the previous video. So I won't touch on it a whole lot, but I had it write this outline. I actually had it create my description for kinetic emotion that I put on Audible, so that AI is really good for that type of stuff. This is what my book looks like on Amazon. And then this is what it looks like on Audible and CLux. So I have 10 ratings, 5-star review. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes. Okay, so BookBeam, and let me just emphasize this now. This is new to me. This is my first time playing around with it. I don't know it inside and out. I don't know if I'm even utilizing it correctly. I'm going to do a lot more research, a lot more in-depth poking around. So I can update you guys once I find a system, once I kind of dial it in to where it's pretty effective. 30,000 or less you want for the bestseller rank. That's going to be what a lot of people, like if people are searching for a book topic, it's going to have 30,000 or less bestseller rank. And so I just did 20 to 30,000 because, if you get anywhere under 20,000, it's going to be all the major ones. The David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me, the Atomic Habits, the Compound Effect, the Crucial Conversations, like all those books that are just making so much money a month. And because you want to do nonfiction, you want to, I've looked in business and money, cookbooks, self-help, what else did I look? Oh, health, fitness, and dieting. I do think that the top categories are investing or budgeting, self-help, diet and fitness, and I think those are probably the ones. I think somebody may have thrown in fiction books, but I still don't know about fiction books. So those are probably the 4 categories I'd say, or the 3 or 4 categories I would say. So I just, will check the category here. I'll click find books, and keep in mind, this is looking at ebooks because the audiobook space is in beta right now, which I haven't played around with it, so I'm sure it works fine, but I've just been doing ebooks just to kind of see, because typically if it's a very successful ebook, it'll typically be a good audiobook. Providing it's not like a cookbook, where it's gonna have like pictures and recipes and stuff like that. Anyway, so this just kind of tells you their bestsellers rank, how many sales they're making a month, and then the royalties a month. And this is the column you want to look into. So like this one is $5,300 a month, $6,200 a month, almost $3,000 a month. So there's just all these little niches that you can find that, you can make that type of money. And so that's what I'm doing now, working on my second book. But I think this tool is a good tool to kind of research, make sure that people are actually looking for that topic, so that you can, make your best decision on what topic to go into. The one thing I will say though is don't let this be a bottleneck. Don't let this stop you from taking action. I've been playing around on this for the last couple of days. I can definitely see people coming here and being like, oh, I made all these filters. Oh, I just can't decide. I don't know if it's going to be good. And then you just don't take any action because you have so many decisions to make. Don't get into that mindset. Use this as a tool to solidify. Just don't let this be a bottleneck from stopping you to get something going. A AI tool, for the description and different things like that. BookBeam will be a good tool, and it has a Chrome extension. So when you're on Amazon, this is what it'll tell the seller rank in the Kindle store. It'll show like what royalties are being made per day. This isn't accurate because I'm not making $3 a day. I've only sold 6 books. So it might not be exact, but it'll be close. And then on Audible, this is what information that you get. This book, I mean, $5,400 in royalties a day. Like, just do the math on that. $163,000 a month. That's just crazy. Now, these are one-offs, right? These are very popular books, very popular authors. I don't think that you'll probably get to that point unless you start like building a brand. I do think $1,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month is realistic in any type of topic that you cover. It's just gonna be finding that, getting it on, doing a quality job, getting it promoted, and then selling it long term. It might take a few months to get to that point. So I do think that it's possible. So BookBeam's a good tool. And then you just need to remember, Amazon Kindle Publishing. This is where you get it as an ebook. And then ACX is where you get it as an audiobook. Those are really all the tools that you would need to do this. Again, Fiverr, sorry, I didn't mention Fiverr. Fiverr is gonna be crucial. You could either do Fiverr or Upwork. You could find ghostwriters on both. Keep those in mind. Those are all the tools that you'll need. Let me know. Let me know if you try it, if you're having success, what category you went into, or what tools that you may have found that have done better. Maybe you found ghostwriters for cheaper somewhere else. Let me know. Let's spread the information around and see if we can get some books listed and making money. I am gonna try several different things on my second book. So join my newsletter, subscribe. I'll be doing an updated video, and I'll be sending that information out to my newsletter, and I'll update you guys as I go. And this one I am super excited about. I think it's going to be awesome. This is exactly what I've been looking for, is something that could be very passive. You just put in the investment and the work one time, and it could just sell forever. So really excited about this one. I'm really excited to see if you guys have success with it. So let me know. Again, I haven't bought a course, so there was nothing to really review. But this side hustle I could see being a pretty awesome thing. So anyway, good luck.